Well, I am an admirer of Elisa's. Elisa has even worked for me, and the fact is that she is talented.
What's it called? Kermit and Friends?
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit. But if
Kermit,
you're saying
like
not
the
to
frog?
do...
Yeah,
wait.
I actually have watched a few hours of Kermit and Friends.
How many hours have you watched, Natalie?
Oh, no. Probably indulged in 8 hours.
Holy.
My wife and I watched Benji's ex-girlfriends or whatever's going on. We watched this crazy podcast, and I have to say, this is one of the, probably in the top 5 things I think about right now.
She has a podcast, but she gets to come on the radio. It is craziness upon craziness.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kermit and Friends. I'm Elisa. This is Fozzie, and Kermit is watching from heaven. We have a pretty big show today. It's a holiday show, so there's a lot of people contributing and helping. It's been a pretty interesting week for me, and it was my birthday. That was a unique day. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hi, Elisa. It's Claire.
Hey, Claire.
What a week it's been, huh?
It's been an unbelievable week.
Unbelievable.
Not in a good way.
The news about Andy going to jail and getting released was all over the news. It was in People magazine, OK, Us, Page 6, Perez Hilton. That video clip that Gaia Paya made was all over the place. It got like 14,000 views.
Yep, Gaia Paya made a video of, what was it? It was
you and me talking about what happened to Andy, you know, the incident where he hit somebody over the head with a chair and ended up in jail and was all over the news.
Yeah, so your call had some legs on it.
It gained legs, yes.
I bet you thought after all those years of being, you know, a caller on Howard Stern, that's where you'd get famous, right, Claire?
This is better. This was way better. This was way, way better. You know, the worst coverage, though, I mean, the coverage was all over the place, and the coverage was mostly favorable. But did you see you saw the Wendy Williams thing, right?
I did. I saw Wendy Williams. I was really surprised by that. I had never watched Wendy Williams before. I've heard of her, of course. She's so famous, right? But I'd never really watched her before. And I was quite surprised. She was negative towards me and Andy.
She sure was. And you know something? You know, she knows who you are. She was connected to the Stern Show at the same time that you were connected to the Stern Show. She knew who you were. It was ridiculous. I got a top 3 offenses that she did during that interview. It wasn't really an interview. It was like a little news segment that she did on her stupid show that nobody watches. The top 3 offenses. She pretended to not know who you were. She called you Elsa. Elsa.
Yeah.
Elsa, like the hurricane that's headed toward the East Coast. Elsa. You know, she said that, you know, she couldn't find any evidence of the what had happened to Andy. So she was actually casting doubt on the whole story. Meanwhile, the story was being covered all over the place.
Yes.
And then probably the worst thing that she did is she implied that you were simply with Andy for Andy's fame, like riding Andy's coattails or something, which couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, if anything, right now, Andy's probably grateful for your fame. And she just was such a sad sack. And, just the final, not to, me, I don't like when people belittle people's looks, but there's something very wrong with her face. In other words, she can't smile. Her mouth is always like straight across. I don't know what, she's just, oh God, it just annoyed the hell out of me. I mean, what do you feel? How do you feel when people do that to you? Don't you want something bad to happen to her, or should we think the best of her and surround her with love and light? What do you think?
So after I watched the Wendy Williams clip, my first thought was, I was just surprised that, she went after me like that. I always am surprised when people that are very famous and wealthy go after the little guy. I'm always surprised by that. And also the fact that I'm a woman, I wonder if I was a man, if they would have called me a climber, or if they would have called me, going after somebody for fame or I think she said followers. Yeah, I think it's a woman thing.
Yeah.
Where people just automatically assume that you're with someone for fame or money. And I was really disappointed by that, because I would think, I don't know much about her. I Googled her after I watched this. And I found out a couple interesting things. One thing was that she dated this guy, Ray J. And that really surprised me, because she was going after me for, dating Andy for fame. But
right.
This guy, Ray J, it seems like she was going after. So when you go after someone for whatever reason, a lot of times it has more to do with you than that person, right? So wherever she's coming from, So wherever she's coming from in life, that's how she's viewing the situation. Okay.
Right.
That's how she's viewing the situation. So she's viewing the situation from her life. So maybe she was going after Ray J for fame, or maybe, her first husband was her manager. So maybe she understands that and knows that, and that's where she's coming from. That was my first thought. It is disappointing when women say that about other women. And it was just a good reminder for me. When you're talking about somebody, just really think about it. Am I coming from, my standpoint, what I would do, from my opinion on things? Or am I coming from, and what are all these like stupid opinions that are they're on TV and they're in the news and all of a sudden they're truth. So I realized that, and I thought, man, I told my story about what happened to Andy and what happened with me on Kermit and Friends, and it was definitely reported as truth. It was the truth, but I just realized people could say anything, and then it's the truth. So if Wendy Williams says that I'm just using Andy, by the way, I'm dumping Andy for sure, 100%.
Well, that's the next news that you'll get to after my call. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for many reasons. He's going to be dumped today, because it just, what he put me through in the last week, it was just so horrible. Yeah, Claire?
You're declaring your independence from Andy Dick on Independence Day.
Yeah, that does work out perfectly, doesn't it?
It sure does. Hey, one last quick thing, Elisa. I just want to say, whether we believe in heaven or not, both of my parents, this would have been their 68th wedding anniversary today. 68 years would have been married. They made it 67 alive, but this would have been their 68th. Happy 68th to my amazing parents, if somehow you can hear this from the other side. I love you both so much and hope you're having fun watching Kermit and Friends. Elisa, thanks so much for taking my call.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Claire. We love you.
4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Have a good one.
Happy 4th of July. And I bet his parents are very proud of him, watching him from heaven, and proud of his call last week that made the news. Let's welcome Sugar to the show. Welcome, Sugar.
Hi. Happy 4th of July. So wait a minute. I thought we were using Andy for his fame to promote Kermitarianism. He was sent by... I thought he
Turns
was
out
sent
we're not.
by heavenly force. Wait, we actually like Andy for himself?
I did love Andy at one point.
I know. I love
But
Andy too. What happened?
It was just bad. It was really, really bad. So I was willing to forgive him for his criminal charges, for always running to Lucas, choosing Lucas over me, choosing guys over me constantly. Just being bad overall, making me pay for, I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on. I was willing to forgive all that. But then on my birthday, he forgot about my party. He forgot about it. And I called him. I said, Andy, it's my birthday today. Are you coming to meet my mom at the party? And he goes, oh, I forgot. He forgot. And I said, okay, Andy, I'll send you a car so you could come here. He went in the car, which is really good for him. That's like a high level of Andy. So he went in the car. He came to the party, and he immediately asked my mom for pills.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so that was bad. But then worse.
That's mortifying.
It was very horrible. And then after that, he left. He got a call, and he ran off to Lucas on my birthday after being at my party for half hour, 45 minutes. He left my party, and he ran to Lucas, the guy that broke his leg and his hand. So at that point, I just realized it's over my head. I do not have the tools.
So it wasn't about him and his friends threatening Fozzie, because I thought that was going to be the end of it, because they were threatening Fozzie in one of their little road videos, and I thought, that's it. We're done.
That was bad. It was all bad, sugar. Anything you name, it's just bad. I think the worst part, though, was him leaving on my birthday to go to his boyfriend, and he chose that. And the boyfriend at the time was getting punched, and he had a black eye. And then the story is so crazy. I'm going to try to get people on to talk about this story, but pretty much a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, I went to dinner with Andy and a couple other guys, and one of the guys was just throwing money around like crazy, and that ended up being the guy that bailed him out. And I thought, this guy is going to own Andy in 1 week with all this money he has. So he was the guy was trying to buy Andy, and he did. He was just throwing money at him, drinks at him. He was offering to call drug dealers for him. This is not a good person. And I knew that when I was at the dinner. I said, this guy's very bad. He's offering to call his drug dealer right now. And I just think, it's weird. I'm like torn on it. It's like, okay, this is something that's wanted, but it's something that's so dangerous. So is that a good person for helping him have a good time? Or is that a bad person it's not a good person, right?
No.
Okay. That's what I thought. Sometimes I get confused, but so that guy told Andy he was going to be shooting a TV show, took all his friends in an RV. No camera crew showed up. Jared Hud Isaacson ended up meeting a guy at the Apple store that filmed them. And there were broken legs. There was a hammer involved. There were so many injuries on this trip. They told Andy they were going to pay him. They did not pay him. Andy called me last night after not speaking with me for days, asking me for a hotel room. It was just an absolute nightmare. Everything that's going on with these guys is really bad right now. So I think I'm checking out. Check please.
It's beyond our pay scale. I don't know how to help them. I don't even know how to begin. I watch these Facebook lives, and Andy's in some random auto shop somewhere, and they're trying to take his cast off with auto body tools like drills and stuff. Yeah,
I didn't get that video. I didn't.
I don't know if they keep them all up there. You kind of got to catch them as they come. But it was nuts. And they're all screaming, come on, Andy, stop being a pussy. And they got these drills going, like coming at him. He's not having fun. And plus, there was film of him doing some shit in a car across the street.
I have that clip. Okay. So I have a couple clips. I could play that. I don't know if I should play that or not. Like, part of me says if I play that, maybe he'll get help. He already blocked me on Instagram. He doesn't want me seeing any of his videos because he knows I'm going to, play them. But he's putting them out. He blocked me. It's very confusing what to do. It's like, what would a good person do?
That is the core of Kermitarianism. What is the good, pure thing to do? And it isn't always the obvious thing, which is just to turn your back and walk away.
Is that what a good person would do? That's what I've done.
Well,
but yeah.
Yeah, that seems like it. You're like, okay, this guy is a mess. I can't help him. It's above our pay scale. Let's turn around and walk away. Because if we're involved in this and we're like bullying him and we're making it worse, but I don't know, that doesn't seem right to me. It seems to me that we're invested. We gave him our love and we involved him in our lives. And it kind of seems like we should stick with him and see if we can at least show, listen, we love and support you no matter what. And we're a soft place for you to land when you decide that you want to get better. Like, we will still be here for you.
Yeah, but there's a certain point where somebody wrongs you so many times that you just feel this cold feeling. Mm-hmm. And I felt that before. And if somebody's a drug addict, right, they're sick. They have a sickness. So maybe that is forgivable because they're not really doing it to you. They're not hurting you, really. I mean, they're hurting themselves. So I feel like you can't really give up on someone because of that. But when they are... I mean, I've just done so much for him, and he ran off. Like, he was at my birthday party and he ran off to go with this guy that beat him up and broke limbs.
They're so infatuated and completely obsessed with each other. Like, even in these videos, you know, Andy's pulling Lucas onto his lap and stuff. And all these other guys they just hate Lucas and they just rag on him constantly. And Andy doesn't defend him, but he won't let him leave. It's just the most bizarre dynamic I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. So I think for me, I just put in so much effort, and I want to step back. Because I think if I just step back, I could think more clearly. Because when I'm in it, when I'm in the middle of it, it's hard to think clearly. I'm like, okay, I just want to help or do something or anything. But I just ran out of ideas. I ran out of ideas. So today is the July 4th Independence Day show. So I am independent. So if anybody wants to date me, please reach out to me. Right. I'm available.
So we went Benji, Andy. We got to see what's next on this sliding scale.
It's going to be a weirdo. I can guarantee that. Yeah.
Is Johnny Knoxville around?
Maybe it'll be like an actual clown next. Like a real clown from the circus. That would be appropriate.
That would be great. I actually love clowns. And I went to clown college. For like 2 weeks. I did because when I was a teenager, I used to teach juggling in the Renaissance Fair. So I had to go to clown college so I could learn. So I did like 2 or 3 weeks in clown college. And let me tell you, clowns and jugglers are sexy as hell. I know that sounds crazy, but they really are. They're skinny and they're in great shape, and they have that sort of homosexual thing going on.
What?
So it might be an actual.
And they come out of a car, which means they have a car. So that's positive. Andy didn't have a car.
Well, Andy doesn't need a car. Apparently, people send cars and put him in cars.
Right. No. Everybody's buying Andy.
Did you see him at that beautiful hotel? There was a gorgeous hotel on Sunset. There was film of him, and Callie was saying something to him. She didn't sound happy, but they were turning the camera around the room, and it was this amazing hotel with all this really nice modern art. And
I think I know that hotel.
Yeah, I think I know where it's at. I forgot the name.
That's the one where he wanted me to pay for last night. And then when I didn't pay, he blocked me. So that's that. And we have a very exciting guest. I want to bring on our good patriot because, this is a Independence Day show. We have a veteran. We have a patriot coming on, a good American. It was hard to find a good American to come on Kermit and Friends. But he's going to be on Tony Alexander. And then we have Mel, the special guest named Mel, who has some information on Callie that I think we're going to find very interesting. My dad's going to play a song. We have our regular guests coming on. So everybody just sit tight. Okay, let's bring on our good American, Tony Alexander.
Hello there. How are you?
Hi, Tony. It's so great to meet you. I'm so happy to have you here. You're representing America on this show. I'm so pleased. How did we come in contact with you on Kermit and Friends?
Actually through Coach Love, as I call her, the affectionate Erica Atkins. And Coach Love and I have been friends for quite some time. And I love just the work that she does in general. And of course, I love Kermit and Friends. So she put me on some time ago. So, it's the most American and patriotic thing to do, be on the show, right? So
yeah, definitely. It's patriotic to be on Kermit and Friends. Everybody listen to that.
There you go. I love it. I love it.
Okay, great. Okay, so we have some questions, just sent in from all the Kermitarians. The first question is, what was the main reason you wanted to originally join the military? Do you have any family members in the military?
Yes, actually. I am actually prior military, which is Army. And I always tell people I kind of took the easier route out because my friends and my brothers and my sister, they actually joined the Marines. So, just being honest, it was like, I knew the personality before, and then I knew the personality being in and coming out. But it was something. I joined the military, honestly, for stability, just to be honest about it. It was about, what am I going to do with my life, right? So it wasn't really bad going in as a private and making, $16,000 a year. It seemed like, wow, how can I live off $16,000 a year? But back then, it was great because, we had what was called BAH, which was housing allowance. Didn't have to worry about food, didn't have to worry about insurance. And, and you got paid to sleep is what I tell people. So
really?
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, regardless, you get paid regardless. It's not like if you don't go to work, you don't get a paycheck. 365 days a week, you're still getting paid. So, and growing up, just honestly, from a rural town in Louisiana and growing up, poor, it was different, because I didn't know exactly what my future hold. Never really, looking into just how the military was going to impact my life. And of course that came years later.
What surprised you about that? Well, how did it impact your life? So you went in there just to get a job?
Pretty much. That's what.
Wow. So you weren't inspired by anything else. You just said, "Oh, I'm going to get a job," and it was 16,000.
It was 16,000 as a private a year.
Wow, that sounds low. Okay, so 16,000 a year. They pay you to sleep. You weren't really thinking too much about it. There was nothing else you really wanted to do. You decided on that. So then how did it impact you later that you were surprised about?
So I think for me, the turning point was when there were two pivotal points really for me. One began with the travel. So once I began to, because, I had never really traveled outside of the Southern United States. And my first assignment was in South Korea. And so being able to see the culture and, 20 feet of snow and 30 degrees below zero and monsoon season. And it's like, wow, this is nothing like Louisiana, right? So I began to immerse myself in the different cultures. But I think the bigger point of that was, beginning to learn about the different, benefits. I knew of the benefits that the military had, but when I began to learn about the college fund and the GI Bill and, the home benefits and the insurance and all of these different things, these conversations didn't come up initially with my family, nor did they with my recruiter. These came up with my fellow soldiers, like, well, hey, did you know we do this? Or did you know this is available? And I was like, oh, this is a little intriguing here, right? I might be on to something, so you create a brotherhood and a sisterhood when you're in the military. And so everyone wants to see people win, is what I like to say.
Really?
They do.
That's almost nowhere. Are you sure?
Exactly. Because I'm going to tell you, coming back into the civilian sector, I'm like, what the, so what the hell, right?
Yeah.
And it almost made me want to go back in, right? Just to be honest. And I had a couple family members when they did transition out. Unfortunately, it wasn't an easy transition. They ended up going back in because it's so different out here. It's, you're used to the camaraderie and everybody winning. But, and the second thing that really was a pivotal point for me was, and everybody knows where they were on 9/11. So 9/11 was a different pivotal point because that's when the more patriotic side of me truly came out. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm here for. I have all of these great benefits. I have this going for me. And now by then I had created this camaraderie of friendship, and all of these people had helped me along the way. And I began to have a vision for my life. And, when 9/11 hit, it all just came full circle for me, because I'm thinking all of these people with brotherhood, we used to call ourselves green blood. And for that, because, it's Army, it was the Army of One, it was green. So we called ourselves Army Green Blood. And I think for that, I really realized then, wow, I originally joined the military with no sense of direction of where, what I was going to do. And here 9/11 hits, and, never thinking that the possibility of even seeing war, not even thinking that was even an option. For the first 4 or 5 years, that wasn't even an option to me. And I think from that moment, it wasn't really a fear around when 9/11 happened. It was more of, okay, I'm ready to go. What can I do for my country? Like, I'm ready. You're setting me up for success. I've come into contact with all of these great people. Like, I'm ready to do this. And, I can remember literally, because I was actually getting ready to get out. And I actually ended up being extended for 3 years when 9/11 hit. I was 6 months from getting out. And I can remember when it hit, I was actually in Killeen, Texas, Fort Hood. And the sirens went out on base. It was total lockdown. There were helicopters everywhere. We had to surrender our phones. Like, we couldn't contact anyone. We slept out on an airfield for like 72 hours. And again, I wasn't scared. I was like,
you weren't scared at all when that happened?
I wasn't scared. It was like, let's go. This is actually what I signed up for. And I actually surprised myself, to be honest.
Wow.
I actually did, because I was like, I was thinking I was going to have all of this fear. But again, I thought about all of the wonderful things that my comrades have done for me, especially being, in South Korea, being in a foreign country, and I'm not going to say I was the best soldier. I'm just going to be honest.
Why not? What was wrong with you as a soldier?
I'll put it like this. When I actually got to South Korea, the legal drinking age was 19. So, so
you were a drunk soldier?
Hey, it happens, right? Especially when you have vending machines in the barracks, right? That vends beer. So it was, and someone saying that, yeah, it's like a large fraternity, right? And, but they looked out for me, right? So a lot of people looked out for me, kept me out of trouble, or, helped me to get my head on straight. But, they never judged me, I guess is the best way to put it. They never passed judgment or cast
Really? That's surprising.
Yeah, I'm telling you, getting out in the civilian world was so different. And we'll talk about that a little later about that's why I do what I do, because being in, for 10 years and then coming out and seeing like a total night and day, it's so different. And so I wouldn't change any of that for the world. I really wouldn't. But yeah, definitely. So, those were the two pivotal points really for me that changed my life and trajectory around what I thought about the military, patriotism, and my life in general.
So would you recommend to people watching this, would you tell them to join the military? Is that something you recommend to others?
Honestly, I just have to be honest. The military isn't for everyone. It isn't, and just like I tell people, college isn't for everyone. It's the same concept, because some people have, trade school might be for everyone. If you're in the military and you can't accept, I'm not going to even call it constructive feedback, but if you can't accept criticism, or if you have an issue with authority or those types of things, it's not for you, right?
Right.
So I definitely, wouldn't say that, hey, go out and join the military, right? It just has to be something that is you have to make sure you do your research. So don't be like me and just say, hey, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do this, right? Just do your research and say, hey, okay, this is the route that I want to take. And that's kind of where I work with my mentees that I do and kind of tell them about, hey, make sure you do your research on where you want to be, because I just went at it blindly. And I just happened to get lucky, being in the graces of some really good people.
Wow. Okay. So I think people are very inspired by you. So if they want to contact you and ask you questions about this, how do they do that?
Okay, definitely. So I am the Measured Man on Twitter is what I call myself.
Okay.
And I also have a website, which is Structured GI, which is for GI as a soldier, or Growth and Intentional.
Okay.
StructuredGIServices.com, and I have a website. You can go there and check out, contact me with the 800 number that's there. I have a couple business partners, and I definitely respond to all requests, regardless, because that's what I do. I'm a mentor for the people.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming on Kermit and Friends. You are an inspiration. So just stick around, and I just admire you so much. And just thank you. Thank you, Tony. Really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Okay. So that's a great American. Another great American is Mel here.
Hey.
Hey, Mel. Okay. So Mel, you reached out to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you reach out to me?
Because everything that kind of happened just happened really fast, and then it was just all set aside, and I never got any closure from it, for one, and two, it just blew up so fast that, and like, I went into it knowing that the guy I was going out with was Andy Dick's roommate, but I had an on and off thing for like, oh hey, right here, yeah, for like a couple years, and essentially, I feel bad for everyone involved. And I think they're all trapped in like a really fucked up cycle that they can't seem to get out of. And he's got a lot of trust issues to do directly with the fact that he's probably dealt with some of his own shit. But there's a certain point when you just have to learn from your experiences, and I'm really happy about the beginning of this show, because honestly, I'm really glad for you, because I have a problem with going after people who are lost causes, because I've been deemed a lost cause before myself. And exactly. And so you kind of tried to help someone, and you took on one of the biggest projects you could. And I mean, I commend you for that, but like, God, when I started hearing about Lucas and everything coming back into things, I wasn't surprised, honestly. He kind of like goes back and forth between, hating his guts, plotting against him, and malice directly to begging him to come over again and again and again and again and again. And it just like kept repeating. And like, literally, like, while I was there, we were all shit-faced, and it seemed funny at the time, but he literally tried to pay his coke dealer at the time to beat up Lucas, like jump him, just because he was so hurt by whatever Lucas had done to him. And it's just, I'm just really glad that you're finally like putting a pin in it, because it's just going to keep continuing until he realizes that he's actually going to lose people, because up until now, he hasn't really had consequences for those kind of actions. So he just keeps acting them out.
Okay, hold on one second, Mel. I'm just getting a call. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hey, yeah, you asked me to call you. I have a restraining order against her, so she cannot contact me. And you said you wouldn't do this, and I can send you video of her breaking in my place. So you know what?
I can tell you exactly why that is a thing. Yeah, no problem. So what's fucked up about that whole situation is that how that all transpired was I was grabbing my medication from the pharmacy. I was getting estradiol. I'm trans. And before I had even got back home, we had been having arguments about this stuff. and he basically went out of his way. Yeah, you can play the video. I'm actually really unhappy about that. Yeah, whatever he's trying to send you, because I was expecting this. So I basically, before I had even gotten home, he was calling me a cunt and a bitch and saying that like I was like trying to fuck Andy, and no offense, not really what I was going for. Andy and I were just talking about our relationship issues, him with Lucas, me with Jesse. We were both kind of hung up on him, and we literally left the door ajar in an attempt to like play a little joke on him. We were laughing. We didn't realize he was going to get as crazy as he did. The second he came in the house, he barricaded the door and threw a chair in between the two of us, blowing it up. And he was livid with me. And, you know, I fought back essentially, trying to, well, not physically, but verbally, trying to tell him, like, fuck off. Like, I was at my limit at that point because I had spent that time that I lived there basically trying my best to help him. And he was at a doctor's appointment that I helped him set up because that was originally why I went out there. And again, it was just one of those, I really wanted to help him. And we had a thing that had gone on for years, on and off. We were friends. We were sort of something else. But following that, he wanted my weed. And that was basically, I was like, no, you're acting like a psycho. And so he tries to grab it out of my hands. Andy and I laugh because he couldn't manage to even get it out of my hands. And then he proceeds to pick me up. And that was really fucking scary when you're thinking about a 6 foot tall dude who's just lifting you off the ground. And he lifted me so hard that he bruised my arms. And when I basically had gotten out of that, I freaked out, and he did what he always did when we started to get into worse argument. Was he said he would help me move out.
Oh, there's my dad. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. He said he would help me move out, and what that meant for him was, I'm going to throw all your shit off the balcony. So he locked himself in his room and was basically doing what he said he would do. And then I was like, let me in, blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to get my stuff. And then I got into the room. And then when I got into the room, I was trying to walk around the bed, which was on the floor. But he said I was getting dirt on his blanket. It wasn't a clean blanket in the first place. And he proceeded to grapple me and attempt to choke me out. And yeah, no, it was really messed up. And then I freaked out and just ran out of the room without the suitcase. And he proceeded to take my suitcase. Oh, wait. In between that, he like flipped out and made me go through a bag in order to prove to him that I had not stolen any of his band shirts. But he never, I'm sorry. Like with him coming on and calling for a second, I'm just like anxious because it's like a really.
Hey, what's the deal with the ears? Hey, what's with the elf ears? Is that like?
Essentially, yeah, no, that's a funny story. I used to work at a sex toy store, and people are really like nervous about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would put weird things on my head, and if someone saw and was like, "Hey, what the heck?" then I would just kind of like be able to like rib with them a little bit, like play around. But if they had their heads down, usually someone will run out of a sex toy store.
I bet you sold a lot of ribbed things.
Yeah.
Hey, so you don't go to the shops in them and that, do you? Like you don't actually like you're the grocery store or whatever. You don't have them silly things on your head.
No, I mean like I just it became what I was known for, and I kind of enjoyed it. Like when Jesse met me, he's always known the kind of person I am, but he became like extremely jealous in like a weird way, and because I'm pan. I couldn't talk to guys. I couldn't talk to girls. I couldn't basically talk to anyone without his supervision.
Jesse Andy friend or Jesse Andy's friend.
Hold on, Jesse's calling. Hold on one second. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
You knowingly helped someone you knew I have a restraining order against contact me, and now I'm contacting my lawyer. Bye.
Bye.
That was Jesse.
That's fine.
He's not very nice sometimes.
Oh, no, he's not very nice a lot of the time. I mean, while I was there, he brandished a knife at party goers when they bothered him. You know, like, and that is the norm. Like, when you're talking about the hammer thing, him acting like that, like that is his norm. He does do that threateningly because he thinks I'm big, so all I have to do is look scary and no one will fight me. But besides that, yeah, no. So he basically he took my suitcase, and after I had went through it to prove that I didn't have any of his band tees, and he took it and he ran down the hall with it. My dumbass, not knowing law, like in LA, or just how any of this would transpire because I had never been through it before, I went to go get my suitcase because all of my other shit was in the house. He basically had it timed, so by the time I got back with the suitcase, he had the door slightly open, and I was like, hey, let me back in. And
Jesse Andy friend or Jesse Andy's friend.
Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Yeah, I'm posting all the footage I have of
that's
being
fine.
attacked by her breaking our apartment, and you should not be
I wasn't. I had a key. I had a key, and you made sure to take my key before the cops came.
Do that to me. It's pretty messed up.
It's not messed up. I had a key, and you made sure to take it before the cops came. You knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing.
Contact me and saying you don't know.
I didn't contact you. I told you to leave me the fuck alone. I told you to leave me the fuck alone. I told you to leave me.
And you know what? That's pretty cold-hearted for you to do. And, you know, I don't understand why you're like this, but maybe you just are. And I don't know what to do about it. You know, you're helping people that have attacked me contact me. Legally
Jesse, this is somebody that you liked at one time.
You would do that. That's fucked up. You would do that.
Jesse, this is somebody you liked very much at one time. You can, you could be nice to her.
No, it's past that point. That's fine. Yeah, there's a reason because he manipulated the system. It's actually really messed up.
After me again, and I told you this ahead of time, so now you knew that. You lied to me. You said you didn't know who it was, and then you helped them contact me, and that's kind of fucked up, I think. What do you think about that?
I think you should talk to her like a regular person. Just talk to her.
I don't want to talk to him.
This is my ex. They fucking tried, breaking them place. And
I was in the house before you got home.
And you did this to me. And you know what? I needed to contact someone because you knowingly did this to me. This is someone I don't want contact with. You're trying to hurt me. You know what? I don't know what you're thinking. Like, you're way off. I mean, you're engaged to someone that's married, that has a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Like, and I don't know what kind of climbing game you're trying to fucking play. But you know what? I thought you were a friend. But you're obviously not.
Are you talking about me now?
Obviously, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's illegal. I don't know.
That's what he does.
I have to ask people. You knowingly someone has hurt me.
So you don't want to talk to her?
Help them. You helped someone contact me that.
What do you mean? She wanted to be on Kermit and Friends. Here she is. She's very nice. She has great audio. She is perfect internet.
I hope it wasn't someone that I can't be in contact with, and whoever helps them get in contact with me is involved now. And I don't want any part of this. And I asked you that. I said, you know who it was? You told me, no, you don't. You lied to me about it, and you set me up. That's what you did to me. And you know,
Jesse, are you going to run away from the situation? Or you could confront the situation.
I mean, I do not want to talk to him.
Broke in my place I have video of and attacked me. They went to
I literally, dude, I didn't. Thing. There was.
And then we had to call. You know what I mean?
I scratched you.
I went distance from this. I told you this before that, and you knowingly helped someone illegally contact.
He's mad at me now, Mel, not you. Don't worry.
I'm not surprised.
And you lied to me.
No, I told you what it was, Jesse. Jesse.
It's illegal for them to contact me.
She didn't contact you. She's just going on Kermit and Friends. She's innocent. She has great. She has a gaming chair. Hold on 1 second, Mel. Jesse.
After I told you that it's illegal for them to contact me, so you assisted them in getting a hold of me, by lying to me, and I think
I didn't lie to you. I told you she was coming on. I said she wanted to talk to you. I thought you should talk to her.
You said you knew no one's name. There's a fake YouTube.
No, I said her name's Mel.
No one's name and shit. And you know what? And I told you that they can't contact you.
No, then you said, fine, whatever you want me to do. That's what you said, Jesse. No, Jesse, that is not true what you're saying. You said do what you want to do. No, you said do it. No, Jesse, that's not true.
And you know what? I'm going to have to fucking take further action now. And guess what? Not only her name is involved, now yours is.
Oh my God. Jesse, you said do what you want to do, so I did.
In my apartment through the door. That's why she went to jail on the felony. Then
the door, there's no door there.
Ahead of time, and you fucking said you didn't know who it was. I don't know who's coming on. I have some fans that have questions. So they're illegally contacting me through you. You're involved. I'm calling a lawyer. I have to do that right now. You really want to try to make your show popular by doing this shit, and it's fucking gonna.
Trust me, this is making it less popular. This is making it way less popular.
What you did is illegal. First of all, you know that? You knowingly helped someone contact me after I told you that she.
No, you said you'll do whatever I want. That's what you said.
I don't know legal term, but I have to ask the lawyer now.
Lawyers are not working today. It's July 4th. It's Sunday.
I told you that she can't contact me. You said you know it was. You weren't going to do anything like that, and you did it anyway, knowing that person can't contact you. So,
Jesse, you said do whatever you want. You said I'll do whatever you want. That's what you said.
I can take it up legally now. You did this. It's your fault. Hold on a second. Hey, are you leaving? Okay, cool. All right. And you know what? I don't know why you do this and play games like this. I have no idea why you do that. You know, it's pretty messed up.
I told you I was doing it, and you said I could do whatever I want. That's what you said.
You sent your fucking old friend to go make out with Andy before, and she.
What?
What? You sent Elaine to go make out with Andy for you.
No, I didn't.
He hangs out with other people. You don't care. And how the fuck can you get married if he's already married? Like, what kind of games are you playing? You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna have to fucking contact people like a lawyer to see what I can do about this because you're assisting in, a felon fucking contacting me, and you knew beforehand, so you still decided to do it. Now I'm gonna have to take legal action just by asking a lawyer, like, what can I do when other people are helping someone that I know? You know that she can't contact me. I told you that on the phone before.
I just met her on Instagram, and I'm starting to think, about this girl, Mel. She has worse taste than me. Much worse.
Helping someone you know that can't contact.
Wait, I want to say something, Mel. Call me back. Hey, Mel, you know what? The good news, I think you have a lot worse taste than me.
Believe me,
making me feel pretty good right now.
I can relate because of my experience out there. No, I understand.
Hey, Mel, at least my guy was an actor at one point.
Exactly. Yeah, no. I want to make it apparent. I told your producer I did not want to talk to him specifically because of all the messed up stuff that happened. But
yeah,
he basically set up the situation to look perfect for the cops. And I got indignant in the video because Andy specifically said he was kicking Jesse out because he was tired of his shit. Because he was using the Ring camera to basically spy on us in the house. Yeah, no, it was really messed up. And it's like, wow. Now thinking about it, I really wish that Ring camera had been fucking on. And you know what? He used it so much that Andy fucking unplugged it because he was done with it. And
oh man,
all that happened was I came home and I had 2 burgers from In-N-Out, and I gave Andy one, and we talked about our relationship problems. Yeah. And that was too much for Jesse, apparently. So, yeah, no, believe me, that was basically our relationship in a little clip.
Oh man, I feel so sorry for you. I think that's worse than my situation.
Yeah,
I really do. That sounds a lot worse. Andy has never threatened to call his lawyer on me yet. I don't think. Oh my!
It's really messed up. And basically, he God, Yeah, no.
All right, well, collect your thoughts. I know this is overwhelming. Let's just go to my dad real fast because he has a 4th of July song. Dad, happy July 4th.
Happy July 4th, Elisa.
Do you have a song for Independence Day?
Sure.
Thank you. What do you think of that guy Jesse and Mel?
I'm just telling you, Andy, whoever else, they're lucky to be near you.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way.
I'm your dad. I'm a little bit prejudiced, but not that much.
All right, Dad. Okay, here's my dad, everybody. Enjoy Craig playing a song for July 4th. Everybody's lucky to be around me. What?
This would be a patriotic song for July 4th.
Okay, perfect.
It's actually from the 70s, but the 1770s, the song.
Perfect.
Right? So that's revolution time. Washington, Rochambeau, but the relations by the fireside glow, spending all the money, drinking all the pay, never gonna win the war this way. Johnny gets your fiddle and rising up your bow, till you get your band, so we're gonna have a show. Pass the jug around the Colonel Bud, gonna have a song called So Deep I'm my mother's darling child, I'm mother's handsome child, I'm my mother's random child. She can't get married for me. Apples ready to see over on the grave line. Rock the grave to see. Don't let the baby cry. I'm gonna get a drink, don't you wanna go? I'm gonna get a drink, don't you wanna go? I'm gonna get a drink, don't you wanna go? Get drunk on something's drunk. It's 15 cents for whiskey, nickel for the beer, 35 cents for morphine. That'll take me away from here. Grasshopper sitting on a sweet potato vine. Grasshopper sitting on a sweet potato vine. Grasshopper sitting on a sweet potato vine. Long come chicken and sitting on mine. Johnny, get your fiddle and rising up your bow. Ready, get your band, we're gonna have a show. Pass the jug around the Colonel Card. We'll all get drunk on soldier's joy.
Andy Dick. Was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. Why am I not surprised by any of this? I thought he was dead. Like, he's always involved in so much, you just never know. So he threw a metal chair at his friend's head over the weekend. Andy says that he acted in self-defense. And he told Page 6 that he threw the chair at his friend because he got angry because the friend broke his leg. Okay, here's how the night began. Andy was out for dinner with his girlfriend, some girl who has a podcast who used to be on the Howard Stern show, and now she's got the podcast. And you could say that she's with Andy to up her fame, regardless of the dirt that he is, you know, and she's not. But sometimes people will do anything to help their following. Mm-hmm. So her name is Elisa. And she says that they went to dinner that night, and she knew he was going to get into trouble because he started, stealing cutlery. Yeah, at the dinner with just the two of them, stealing cutlery, making a doggy bag out of a napkin, stealing wine glasses, right? And then when they're ready to go home, she goes home and he says, I'm gonna go out and chill. And hours later, this is what happened with the metal chair and the friend and the broken leg. So we tried to look online to see if we could see a picture of him in a cast. We saw nothing. Even if we did, so what? You know, Bill Cosby could get a job. Someone would hire Bill Cosby before they should hire an Andy Dick. You know what I mean?
Do you guys agree with that? What do you think of what she said? They should hire Bill Cosby before Andy. What do you think of that whole little segment there?
First of all, I have no idea why she connected Andy and Bill Cosby. I think that's a complete stretch, but she's Whitney Williams, so she has to say something. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know why she took the time to throw jabs at you, but whatever. And it's not like she hasn't had her own, episodes with drug activity. So nobody stopped loving her just because she was on drugs. So why is she expecting you to stop loving Andy? So I don't know.
That's a really good point. I was thinking that too. Like, are you supposed to hate someone? I mean, I could hate him for other reasons, Like there's so many other reasons that I could hate him, right? Especially right now. Right. And that are better reasons, like him leaving my birthday, being a jerk, running off with Lucas. I could hate him for that. But the whole thing about like him not being able to get hired, and it's just like, I don't like where she's coming from on that. It just seems very like mean-spirited.
It seems like some really low blows that are beneath her. She's had a lot of trouble in her personal life with exes. I prefer it when women stand by each other and support each other. The least she could have done was got your name right. I mean,
no, she got it wrong on purpose.
I'm sure she did.
There you go.
It seems incredibly obvious that she got it wrong on purpose. And comparing Andy Dick to Bill Cosby this week is an insult beyond insult to every survivor of sexual assault out there, right? Bill Cosby got out this week on a technicality, and that technicality is he told the truth about all the rapes, and they promised him he wouldn't go to jail. So he admitted to drugging and raping all these women. They sent him to prison anyways, and then he got a get out of jail free card because he told the truth, and they promised not to send him to jail. At least Andy, as far as I know, isn't guilty of drugging and raping women. So there is definitely a difference between the quality of men that we're talking about here. I take Andy Dick any day of the week over Bill Cosby. I mean, whatever Andy's problems are, I still truly believe he is a severe trauma survivor who's self-medicating and unable to get the help that he needs to handle his traumas so that he can reach his full potential. I have hope for him for the future. I still think whatever is going on in his life is happening for a reason, because he has to identify the fact that he has problems before he can get any kind of healing from his situation. And I think we all deserve to be healed. I think we all deserve love. I think that each of us want those things. And whatever a mess Andy is personally, I think that he still deserves happiness and health and healing.
That's right. You're in love with Andy. Andy's in love with you. Okay, so
well, not right now. Not right now.
No, you don't like him, but you love him, and you do. I'm not going to let you off the hook. There's a good chance that you will be bailing him out sometime later today. No, and if not today, it'll be later this week. No, we already know this. We already know this. You love this guy. You're always bailing him out. So you're mad at him, but you love him. Okay?
Yeah. I'm furious with him right now. He's being horrible.
You love him.
Yeah, no, I do. I love him. He's so lovable. Christina, you're muted, but you had an interesting thing that you wrote in the private chat. Every child of God has been wronged. Wait, where'd she go? Oh my gosh, she's just
having technical difficulties. Yeah, she might have got kicked out again. Yeah, she's been.
But do you guys think Mel has worse taste? I'm thinking that.
I think we've all been brought together for a reason. I think we all have some pretty bad taste in men. I think we all have examples of bad situations where we saw the best in a man and we held on hoping that they would show us who we just know they are deep down inside. And we just keep getting disappointed over and over again. It doesn't matter whether they're really famous or poor or rich or, you always think they're the nicest guy on the planet until you get to know them a little better, and then they show you who they really are.
Oh my God! Can we play a chorus of "Stand by Your Man"?
Right, Tammy Wynette all day.
Don't listen to that song. Don't stand by these guys. They're really horrible. Obviously, don't stand by anyone. I think that's what we're learning out of anything here.
I think we need to all make "Goodbye Earl" our personal our personal mantra song. Right, just kick them all to the curb.
Kick them all to the curb. Yeah, exactly. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hey, Lisa, it's Gonzo. Happy 4th of July to everyone.
Thank you, Gonzo.
Just had a question, quite glaring. I think a lot of us had. Will Johnny B be on soon, or?
Well, Johnny B is actually. So Johnny B wrote to me earlier. He will not be on the show today. He's going to be doing something. I don't know, some barbecue or something.
But he's been in the chat the whole fucking time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm a disappointed Johnny B fan. And did you know Johnny B's buying Wendy? Not Wendy Williams. She'd probably sell it for crack. But he's buying Wendy the retard a laptop.
Oh wow, that's wonderful. I love hearing that. Good. That's wonderful to hear.
All right. Well, I just want to say hi. Happy 4th of July, everyone. America's the best country. All the other countries, they suck.
That's true. All right, that was Gonzo. Okay, Chris, turn your camera horizontally before you tell your molesting story. Okay.
Oh no, I don't want to tell my story.
Oh, okay.
I let God through Jesus fight my battles for me in Jesus' name.
Okay.
I just want to do the random open the Bible and see what happens, if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right, let's do this. All right. But may I say a prayer first?
Of course.
Okay. All right, here we go. Dear God, we are all your children, no matter how ignorant, stupid, stubborn. You made us perfect in your light, and we know that you're trying to speak to us, and we know that there is two realities coming to us. There's Earth's reality and there's God's reality, and I want to stick to God's reality, and I want to be your servant, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to be in a public limelight for you, God, in Jesus' name. And I want you to speak to us right now, if you will, if it be your will. Our Father in heaven, please allow me to open this Bible and read a verse that is something that you want all of us to hear. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Okay, so I don't know if you could see that, but I just flipped the Bible randomly.
Okay.
Oh my God, come on.
Solemn. Okay, all right. Well, let's see. It opened to now the wind is blowing it, so maybe that's a sign from God. Let's just read what he gives us. 1 Kings 6. No, excuse me. 1 Kings 6, chapter 6, building the temple. In the 418th year after the Israelites went forth from the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon reign over Israel, in the month of Zir, he began to build the house of the Lord. And I believe that this is this may or may not be God talking through me, but I'm a child of God seeking truth, and I believe that Elisa is a child of God seeking truth. I believe that everybody that comes to this channel is a child of God seeking truth.
Can you tell Jesse's lawyer that, please?
And Elisa, I admire you for your non-judgment of people so much.
Thank you.
It's amazing. You're amazing. You are an amazing, confident woman, and I want to encourage you to keep going. This house which King Solomon built for the Lord was 60 cubits long, 20 cubits wide, and 30 high. The porch in front of the nave of the house was 20 cubits from side to side, along with the width of the house, and 10 cubits deep in front of the house. Windows with closed lattices were made for the house, and adjoining the wall of the house he built our Father, our real Father. Sorry, see, there's my humanly earthly self interjecting, and that always messes things up. If we follow our spiritual self, we will come to the truth. And I believe that Andy is a child of God too, and he deserves compassion and love. I do. He's just misunderstood. I think that the children of God are attacked by the devil more so than, just people, like, as Hollywood would put it, zombies that don't see what we see. We see an alter reality. We see the spiritual battle. We are the children of God. We are the warriors. And we are fighting. And he's fighting. And he loves you, Elisa. He does. And it's just the two-minded things when you're fighting between your human self and your spiritual self. That's my belief. And I may be wrong. Because I'm just a child, a baby of God, and I'm learning. Let me just continue to read just a little bit more, if you will.
Sure.
I don't know where I left off, so I'm going to go back to 1 Kings 6, chapter 6, and verse 2. The house which King Solomon built for the Lord was 60 cubits long, 20 wide, and 30 high. The porch in front of the nave of the house was 20 cubits from side to side, along with the width of the house, and 10 cubits deep in front of the house. Windows with closed lattices were made for the house, and adjoining the wall of the house he built a substructure around its walls that enclosed the nave around its wall. See, the devil will always try to get involved and try to mess us up. That will enclose the nave in the inner sanctuary, and he made side chambers all around. Jesus always protects us. We don't judge people. We let them be who they are. And this is my opinion, or this is something I learned. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I could be considered crazy, but
No, you're doing the right thing.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of books that are really great.
God, yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of books that are really great, I'm holding a cookbook by Sigmund.
Mental cookbook.
So it's a really big book that Sigmund wrote that he gave me on my birthday.
Yep.
And I don't even know, this is the biggest book I've ever seen in my life.
Me too.
And I don't know how he wrote this book, but it's a mental cookbook. So, look at this. Is this a picture of you?
Yeah, I was so tired that morning because I was up all night the night before trying to planning to get my picture taken for that cover. And when you're up all night, you don't look so good the next day. But I just pushed myself through. I said, look, you plan to do it? You got to do it now, regardless of how your face looks. I look tired and old there. I look younger now. So.
Well, I think that you're doing great. You were so nice on my birthday. You brought Wappy to my birthday party. I really appreciated that. That was wonderful. And you brought 2 mental cookbooks, and you were just such a great guy. And I think, were you there when Andy was there?
Oh, God, yeah. There's a classic photo that says so much. When I sat next to you and Elaine got ready to take the picture, and you leaned toward me because, you lean towards one another. We're taking a picture, and Andy's in the right side of the picture. His face is all red, but that's because you can put a filter on it to bring out the red. And also his left foot, all you see is this lower left leg. What I mean is you see at the bottom this bright white cast. So he's been cast aside. Oh, I just made that up. But I mean, it looks
That is clever, Sig.
It's like not prophecy, what it was called, like where you're leaning towards me and he's over there on the side, with a cast on. Oh, but who's Lisa? So this woman shows up and he goes, "Oh, Lisa," that's what he jumped up and he went to see her and then he left with her, right? I mean, how does this
No.
work?
So that was we were at Lisa Vanderpump from Real Housewives restaurant.
Oh.
I said, "Andy, look, there's Lisa," and he goes running over to her.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, like where his inspiration lies, like his motivation. Like he was way more motivated to go up to Lisa Vanderpump to have a conversation with her for a couple minutes than
You're too stable for him. You're way too sane.
You think so? You think that's what it comes down to? I'm not really sure.
It also gets down to co-therapy too. I mean, in other words, you were trying to be nice by helping him get better. I was wondering, how is this ever going to work? But because some people aren't ready to be helped.
That's true. Hold on. I'm getting a call, Sig. Hold on one second. Kermit and Friends?
Hey, Lisa, it's Gonzo. Can you hold up that cookbook again?
Yeah, sure.
How big it is?
Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge cookbook.
700 pages
I
with
just
no
looked it up on
photographs.
Amazon.
Yeah, it is.
It's only, guess how much that is? It's only fucking $10. How is Sig making any money on that? I think just to print it alone.
Why do you make up stuff? You think you're funny?
$10?
No, it's
Yes,
37.
everybody should go on Amazon.
37.
And buy it. I'm going to buy one. But
You're going to buy one?
You
I
should.
can't even buy that much paper for $10. I don't know, Sigmund. You gotta raise your prices. But
That's a good point, Gonzo. Is there any reviews on that Amazon? Okay, I was just curious if there are any reviews. So Sigmund has this huge book. $10. What a bargain that is.
That's not right. It's 37. He's just being his usual jerkiness.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
This guy that calls in and says that everybody's a serial killer and bodies buried in the backyard. Is this the same guy?
This is Gonzo. I don't know how to describe him. He says it's $9.22.
Yeah, that's because he wishes he could write a book.
He should write a book. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you were at my birthday party. Oh, he's calling again. Oh, he just sent me Gonzo. I saw this text.
I'm not trolling you, Sigmund. I just sent you the screenshot. It's $9.22.
Oh, maybe on Amazon.
Maybe it's on sale, and maybe it's a July 4th
one
sale.
and wants to sell it back to somebody on the open market.
I'm trying to promote.
But that's
the book.
not the original
I'm
price.
not trying to offend Sigmund.
Okay.
I was going to buy it, but now since he's been a jerk, I'm not
He
going
was
to buy it.
he was gonna buy it, but since you've been a jerk, Sigmund, now he's not gonna buy it. You lost
I'm only a
customer.
jerk because I called him jerkiness, so he's just reflecting my own words.
He lost a lifelong fan. Oh
It's going to
no.
be derogatory.
He was going on Amazon to buy the book. Here, let's see.
You
Send
can
me a
probably
picture.
buy it on Amazon for that price if somebody bought it. I don't believe this anyway, but let's say somebody had one or he found one, because I've left some and people find them. Like at Union Station, I lost one time at a train station, lost in
Yeah.
town. Couldn't get it back. Nobody returned it in. I don't blame them. I would keep it. So that person may have sold it on eBay for $9. But it's $21 is the base price plus $7 shipping and handling. And there's two ways to buy it, and the price comes out the same either way. If you're on Amazon Prime, you get free shipping. So the higher price on Amazon is $37, but with free shipping, it's $0 more. If you buy it from the publisher author house, it may be $21, but with the shipping, it comes out to be an extra $14. In other words, with the shipping on the plus the author house, it goes up. It's going to cost almost $40 either way.
Oh, DJ Smooth bought your book.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, hey, Sigmund, lad, I used to have a copy of your fucking book here, mate, and now all I've got is a picture of me wiping me bloody arse with it, to tell you the truth. I fucking paid, what was it, $37, about 30 quid, that is, yeah, £30 for your book, yeah. Not one fucking recipe, just a load of crosswords. And I'm talking about time and space.
Yeah, I do have
not
time.
Not pasta, not flour, not bacon, not fucking Mexican, nothing. Just puzzles that I can find in the back page of the newspaper for old people.
What? Oh, that was just to calculate that. Somebody just said they could buy 20 for $184. That's just multiplying 20 times $9. That was very clever.
Okay, so now your friend Wappy is here. I think he's going to sing something. Wappy, you have a song. He has a gaming chair too.
A gaming chair?
Yeah, look at that. These
Oh, you
chairs.
mean brand. Yeah.
Yeah, like the chair that Mel has. I think he has the same chair. Huh.
At my auto mechanic, they have one in the waiting room, and it's red and black instead of white and black. But it's that same. There's seats.
Sorry about that.
Hey, Wappy.
Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in.
How's it going?
All right. Oh, we're doing well. We're having an interesting day. Got threatened with a lawsuit, but besides that, everything's going well. You have a song for us, Wappy?
Yes.
Great.
West Coast vibes, people chilling, getting high. Venice Beach on the streets, I'ma get mine. A couple $100 million on my goddamn mind. We've been getting by, we got lit vibes. We've been searching for a better life. Palm trees, smoking palm tree. Summertime, living lovely. Old town on a new beat. Getting lit in the hills in my sound, yeah, it's lovely. I'm making money. Palm trees, smoking palm tree. Summertime, living lovely. Old town on a new beat. Getting lit in the hills in my sound, yeah, it's lovely. I'm making money. Blast don't live. Living, chilling, getting high. Hollywood in the hills, I'ma get mine. A couple $100 million on my goddamn mind. We've been getting by, we got lit vibes. We've been searching for a better life. Palm trees, smoking palm tree. Summertime, living lovely. Old town on a new beat. Getting lit in the hills in my sound, yeah, it's lovely. I'm making money. Palm trees, smoking palm tree. Summertime, living lovely. Old town on a new beat. Getting lit in the hills in my sound, yeah, it's lovely. I'm making money. Palm trees, smoking palm tree. Summertime, living lovely. Old town on a new beat. Getting lit in the hills in my sound, yeah, it's lovely. I'm making money. Palm trees, smoking palm tree. Summertime, living lovely. Old town on a new beat. Getting lit in the hills in my sound, yeah, it's lovely. I'm making money. And that was an original. Lovely. That's my new original.
Wow, that was amazing.
Thank you. First time performing it ever.
Really, that was incredible. So you were at my birthday party too, and I was
I
just
had
curious,
a great time.
You did? What were your
I felt
thoughts?
bad when Andy left, though.
You felt bad. Yeah, it was sad. It was really sad.
It was sad. I'm very empathetic, so I feel, energies. So.
Yeah, you're a sensitive guy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's the worst when you're very sensitive.
I think there's still hope, though. If you want there to be, of course. I think Andy needs to replace, because he needs a lot of endorphins. He needs to start getting in the gym and hit the weights, man. That for me, because I've experimented with drugs in the past, and not anymore. I haven't done it for years now. It's been 2011 since I've touched any hard drug. So I just smoke weed now. You know what I mean? And I work out like that's what gets me high the most, really.
Yeah, that feels the best.
Green tea? Oh, yeah. Hot green tea. You'd be surprised because there's L-theanine is one of the components in there, and it's got like a natural, like a mild euphoric effect that it gives you. I got a cup right here. I'm drinking it right now.
So should I just offer Andy some green tea, and then maybe he'll be normal?
I just think he needs like a positive support,
Yeah, absolutely. I tried to be that, but this is him with his friend Jared this weekend. Let's see what they're up to.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck is he doing?
I caught that.
Is he doing cocaine off of that? He's doing cocaine?
Hey, what up?
He's literally right. And to break it down one time.
Yeah, so up to no good. We have a drug and alcohol counselor coming on soon. I'm really looking forward to that. It's a friend of yours that you work with. That'll be great. Are you what are you up to today? You're always out and about.
Yeah. Hey, Elisa, how are you, Elisa? I'm in Houston right now for the weekend, and H-Town. Went to Nassau. We're going to a pool party today. Sugarland. Nice. Woodlands, but I have so many things to tell you. First thing, happy birthday, and
thank you.
And Charmin was telling a lot about a lot of truth, because Andy has trauma, and he hasn't really kind of dealt with it. And I was thinking about you on your birthday, and birthdays are truly one of those days that you feel special, right? And you remember everything. And Andy didn't treat you special on your birthday.
No, he didn't. I was telling this radio show that called me. Who was that? Some radio show called me and asked me if he was going to be there on my birthday. And I said it was really important for me to see that he valued that day. And that was just the last straw for me because he forgot. First of all, he forgot. And he left to go to Lucas. And then he thought he was filming a TV show. And then the camera crew didn't show up, but he thought he was, and he didn't invite me to that. And it was weird. It was weird because I had been talking to all these networks about doing something with him. And I knew that he wanted to film something. He had all his friends together to do that. And I was like, I can make one call and get a real camera crew from a real network there. But I just don't want to do it because fuck this guy. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, fuck this guy. I don't want to give him any, I don't want to do anything for him anymore.
Elisa, don't you want to be treated special?
Yes.
All right. So that's the kind of stuff where, you're going to be thinking on your birthday, you're like, there's an accountant in your head remembering all of the details every year, right? You remember things. And, things like that, on a special day like your birthday, only comes once a year. And you want it to be special, and he wasn't even there for you. Yeah. So you're kind of like, does this guy really care about me?
No, he doesn't care at all. I thought he did, but it proved it to me. Yeah. And then after my birthday, okay, he left on my birthday. That's one thing. And then after, when he was filming, they didn't show up, but trying to film, he didn't call me at all those days. So that means if he had any amount of success happening right now, he would just drop me. I know that because he thought it was going to be something. He thought it was going to be some show. These guys, a lot of people lie to him just to be around him and take control over him. So they said it was going to be a TV show. They said they were going to pay him. They said they were going to give him a hotel room. They didn't pay him. And then he was stranded in a lobby of a really nice hotel. and that's when he calls. He only calls me when he needs something.
He needs you. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what, Lisa, open the door and let it out. And someone else better will come in.
No, trust me, Roy. Trust me. It's been fun. It's been not really, actually. No, it hasn't really been that fun. It's somewhat fun. I mean, we had some good times, but he really disappointed me and I just was miserable.
Yeah.
So that's got to be it because I just don't want any more of this at all. I just don't want any more. I'm just done with it. And I tell you, I had more fun talking to Sigmund than Andy. I did because Sigmund, he was asking my mom for pills. He was asking everybody for pills. Sigmund at least was telling me about his cool cookbook.
Yeah.
And that was fun. I appreciated Sigmund's conversation. I appreciated how nice he was. And
that's what you have to do. Surround yourself with good people. I was wondering, what did your mom say when he did that?
And I wasted 5 hours trying to convince my mom that he was good. I wasted 5 hours. I twisted it around so much that I don't even know what I was saying, but I was trying to make Andy good after what he had just done. And I just twisted around so much. But, even though there has been some negative press, some of the press I find to be funny. So there was this thing in People Magazine. People Magazine does videos. And I found this woman talking about it very in a funny way, much less mean than Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams I think is mean, but this woman, just check her out. She's pretty funny.
Jordana opened up about the events leading up to it on her talk show. A spokesperson for the Los Angeles Police Department confirmed to People that the actor was arrested Saturday night on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon. Elisa, who recently confirmed her engagement to Andy, shared on her Kermit and Friends YouTube show that, quote, it was just the worst week with him. It was getting worse and worse and worse. And just every day there was some kind of problem. And there were signs that this was going to happen. She added that she felt relieved that he was in jail because she thinks that, quote, a lot of people that are around Andy are more dangerous than people in jail. She went on to allege that Andy was in rare form Saturday while they went out to dinner, stealing cutlery, wine glasses, plates, and asked for a doggy bag so that he could bring it all to go. After he got into a fight with a metal chair involved, Elisa shared that the person was hospitalized and shared that Andy could have killed him. This is just a very insane story. I'm not even sure how to process this all right now, but I really am thinking about the victims in here. First off, a metal chair being involved in a fight is very, very scary. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the furtherances of the story, but more details I'm sure are going to come. And certainly we're going to get a little bit more answers, maybe some footage to kind of show what happened here. But I hope that everyone involved is okay and that we can get to the bottom of this.
Mel, just out of curiosity, you live in LA?
No, I moved back to Detroit after all that happened. So I was actually living with him. I kept up on I have roommates and I just paid rent because I had savings and basically, I actually, same as you, spent a lot of money just kind of covering Jesse. He kept telling me, I'll pay you back. But that never happened. So
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just, obviously it's a really messed up chapter in my life. Probably one of the worst. I really don't even know how to like everything just happened so fast. And basically I never even saw a judge. Everything got dropped because when I had talked to the officers, essentially due to the whole O.J. Simpson situation, they have to take someone out. And Jesse had made sure to take my keys and claimed that I wasn't a resident there. And that basically nixed all of my rights. Yeah, no, it was really messed up because he basically, after I had called the cops, he knew exactly what to do. And gears started turning in his head. And yeah, no, it was really dark. And then they really don't know super well how to deal with trans people still, even in LA, when it comes to jail. So that was not fun. I was in solitary at first because they were like protected, to keep you protected. And then I didn't have any of my like antidepressants or like my anti-anxiety meds, and they transferred me to the Twin, which was much worse. It was eye-opening for sure. I met a lot of people who actually had similar experiences, and it was really sad. One person, when I was in solitary, I could actually hear them. Their name was Toro, and they were punching the walls because they were so traumatized by their father who beat them that they got tough and basically beat the heck out of him. And even though they called after he was attacking them, they basically took them because they take whoever's more distraught, which is funny, right? Like after you've been attacked or abused, they usually take the one who's freaking out. So yeah, I just don't know really what to say other than I didn't want to talk to him. I don't think I ever will in my life. I'm not super concerned because even if he brought it to court, he knows that he's incriminated himself like multiple times. And he was messaging me when I was getting on the plane trying to get the hell out of there, which I don't even really know how to just take this as a lesson, I guess. Don't keep putting yourself through it because that's what I continue to do. I had seen signs that Jesse had issues that were bigger than I could handle, and I ignored them because I wanted to help. And you never know when that other shoe is going to drop and you're going to be in a really fucked up situation that you have no way of getting yourself out of without help from other people. And thankfully I had people there who supported me and helped me to get to a safe place again. But yeah, it's been a hard way back to just kind of be functional again. And yeah.
Yeah, this is so bad. This is not
It
good.
was really bad, yeah.
Yeah, this is, and I think it really affected you. I could tell in your voice that you are still, this is not something that ends when the relationship ends, see?
No, that whole month, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, just because you're not with Jesse, you moved far, right? But even so, it follows you.
Yeah, no, that whole time I was there, he was very in my head and made me feel like I had to do what he said, to the point where, like, the scariest thing in all of that was that he basically after he had gotten physical with me, he got very mad and he was yelling at me to choke him. And I was to the point where I was so under his control that I was like, my hands started, and I was like, what the fuck? No, like, he's terrifying and he's twice my size. Like, I don't want to fight this guy. And I just don't understand how, I know Andy has gone through a lot, and he was scared of Jesse at that point too. And I just don't understand why he continued to keep him around more than anything, because he was also being threatened. He also had a chair explode in his face. He also had a bunch of beer bottles kicked around. I tried to clean. I got yelled at for cleaning because he wanted Andy to have to pay for a maid, which is a common thing, apparently, from what I hear. But I just didn't like living in that. So I cleaned, and he just went right for everything that I had tried to help with. And that's kind of like the whole situation was I did my best, but it wasn't enough. It was never enough. And just try and remember that you're going to get sucked into the vortex if you keep going back to Andy. And I feel bad for Andy too, because he is messed up and he feels bad about the way he is, but like he keeps doing it and going back into bad habits. And it's just like, at a certain point, don't put yourself through that as a person who's trying to help him, because you're just going to hurt yourself in the long run. It's really, no, like, yeah, it's been hard to just try to feel normal again.
Wait, how long has it been?
It's been months. Like, it's been a good while, like 5 or 6 months almost. And yeah, and the fact that so many people helped me, I've basically put my time into the fact that I owe it to them for being there for me, and that's paid dividends as far as like people who will actually be there for you and catch you. I want to be someone who would catch people who would actually do the same for you. And I don't know if Andy is someone who would do that. Is the saddest thing. He's very into his own trauma and he cannot see outside of that. And it's tragic, and that makes you want to help. But, even when I was there, that wasn't the first time Jesse had gotten physical with me. But the first time he had gotten physical with me was I was trying to keep him from overdosing on a bunch of muscle relaxers. So I let it go because, yeah, he got physical with me, but it was in an attempt to try and kill himself. So I didn't feel like it was right to just write him off. And if I would have left then, I wouldn't be dealing with any of the stuff that I'm dealing with right now. So, yeah, just try and remember that, honestly. Like, you can save yourself a lot of heartache in the process of just making the decision to move on. And if he gets back on the wagon, try and be like, I'm happy for you, good for you, but like continuing to involve yourself in it while he's still spiraling is just going to lead to you dealing with the same thing, and it's going to drag you down. And I used to not believe that, but now at this point, it's hard to not realize.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're here for you. I think everybody feels for you here. You know, you seem like just such a nice person, and that you didn't deserve any of this. And do you think it's like, you know, you spoke out today. Is this your first time speaking out about this?
Pretty much, because I've been afraid of him doing pretty much exactly this. You know, like, yeah, no. Again, I'm not super afraid on a logical level, because there's more than a mountain of bullshit that he's done that I'm not concerned in that regard, but it hits close to home to even hear his voice again. There was just such a sense of like terror, you know.
Oh.
And
okay.
I got really indignant because Andy said he was going to kick him out, and then basically he managed to scare the shit out of Andy into just taking his side, and that just really makes me doubt, you know. Andy was shit-faced at the time. That's kind of the biggest favor I can give him as far as like why he would have done what he did, because he was barely coherent. But you know, that he still stands behind him when he saw a lot of what happened. He didn't see when we were in the bedroom, but he saw him manhandle me and lift me off the fucking ground. And it's just like, and he was also being threatened. So it's just, why does he keep these people around is like my primary thing. He's not going to improve if he just keeps people around who, yeah.
No, I get it. A big part of the thing is abuse victims tend to gravitate toward abusers because they really don't know any better. And
Yeah.
I know as a woman, when you think that you have found a man who will help you against another more abusive man, those are the guys that break your heart the most when they fail to keep the other men in line. That's one of the things that women complain about so often. It's not all men, but good luck figuring out which ones you can count on. And men are afraid of men too. You know, as girls, I kind of find myself in a situation where I think all men are created equal and one could overpower the other, but that's not true, right? They're not all good guys, and the men know the other men are a problem. Every man I've ever met has warned me not to trust a man. They all knew what they were talking about. They don't trust each other. At the heart of all these Republican bills against transgender men participating in female sports is the reality is that the men don't trust the other men. And we have a horrible situation with a cycle of abuse in this country where abusive men are mad at women for staying with abusive men. But the good men aren't stepping up to do something about the abusers. And women have been saying something for a long time that we can't get through to the men. Like most of us women only want two things. We want sympathy and security. We want men to treat us like they understand that we have feelings and they care about them, and we want to be safe. We know that not all men can protect us and keep us safe from the other aggressive, more violent men, but something has to be done about this. We all deserve a better life. You know, when the men can't stand up to the other men because the violence and the abuse is so intense. What we watched take place in the last 3 to 4 weeks between Andy and Lucas is really a gift to all of us that are looking or in abusive relationships and trying to figure out how to get out of them. It is a tit for tat relationship and when it comes to violence within a toxic relationship, right? You hurt me, so now I'm going to hurt you. Lucas wanted to go party in Vegas by himself without Andy, and Andy didn't want to let him go. So Lucas broke his leg and trapped Andy at home. And as soon as Andy got better and Lucas showed back up, there was a big fight, and Andy whacked Lucas upside the head with a chair, and Lucas went to the hospital. Andy didn't go to the hospital when he got a broken leg. Andy didn't call the police. But as soon as Lucas got a little boo-boo, he went to the hospital and the police were called and Andy was sent to jail. Violent, abusive relationships aren't just between men and women. They're between men and men. They're between women and women. We have to do something about this in this country. All of us are complaining about it. It's not just about being nice to each other and treating other people the way they want it. We want to be treated. It's not just about keeping our hands and feet to ourselves. We have to find a way to get over this. Every woman on the planet is complaining because they are tired of the emotional, the physical, the sexual, the financial abuse that comes from men. But we're seeing the men take advantage of Andy in a very different way. And this dynamic with the stronger, more hostile, more aggressive person manipulating and abusing the weaker, traumatized person is very common. We talk about PTSD and the fight or flight response. People are ready to fight or they're ready to run. But the PTSD is about 4 trauma responses. It's fight or flight, or freeze and fawn. And a lot of people find themselves in a situation where they are frozen in terror and they know they can't beat their abuser, they can't get away from them, and they are forced to try to get along with them, to try to convince them to like you and to be nice to you. And this is so common right now. People are talking about the fawning response and how they were taught to fawn and never even realized they were doing it. Breaking the cycle of abuse is incredibly difficult, but it is important. And I truly believe that we can do it. And we can't do it until we identify it. You can't solve a problem until you can identify a problem. And knowing is half the battle, right? We've been given skills for a long time to help us stand up for ourselves and each other and help defend and protect each other. But we have to be willing to call out the bad behavior when we see it. We have to be willing to encourage the good behavior when we see it too, because as good as it is to call out the bad stuff, we have to positively reinforce men. I saw it explained recently that men are like dogs. If you want a man to respond well, you treat him like you would your dog. You love him, you encourage him, you feed him, you call them cute little names, you give them extra attention before you come and go. It is the little things that make them happy. And we have to figure out a way to communicate with each other in a way that is healthy. We like each other. Women like men, men like women. We enjoy each other's company and all the different aspects that we bring to each other's lives. But we have got to quit beating each other and trying to kill each other and dominate each other. And men, especially now with women are so strong, so confident, so well-spoken, so independent. We have no intention of being mistreated. We want 2 things. We want sympathy and security. And if you can't provide those things to us, we will kick you to the curb and not look twice, because we are tired of being mistreated. There's not enough money on the planet to treat us poorly. And that's something that men, while they are still stuck in this dynamic where they think women are gold diggers and we're just after them for their money, they don't understand. The way women were traded as commodities for centuries does not mesh well with capitalism. We can do better than everything we see here that's taking place today. But until we identify the problem and we talk about it, because we have to be able to talk about it and get it out, and we have to sympathize with each other and share each other's pain and help each other overcome these things. And I truly believe this is where the gift lies in everything that we see moving forward today. today. The people around us want to be loved. The trauma survivors want to have good, authentic relationships in their lives with people who genuinely care about them, not just someone who's manipulating them to get something out of them. We're all tired of that. We're all tired of that. We all want to be authentically seen. We want to leave this world a better place. We want to stop being abused and mistreated. And I really think women truly want to love and care for and be around men that they know will care for them and protect them.
Absolutely. But what's our first step, Charmin? How do we help people and help ourselves? What do we do?
We got to identify the problem, which is
okay.
What
say, okay, what we went through is wrong. What Mel went through is wrong. What I went through is wrong. So you have to realize it, like self-realization, and maybe asking people for help.
Yes, and this is something that is really important to me as we talk about asking people for help. So often when you're in an abusive relationship, your friends and family abandon you. You know, they can see long before you can see that you're in a bad situation, and they just throw their hands in the air and they walk away and they say, whatever, you know, it's you, it's them or me. They give you ultimatums. You have to make choices. And to everybody who knows someone that is in an abusive relationship and you're realizing right now you have done this, I beg you, please reach out to your friend. Your friend needs you. They don't need an I told you so. They don't need a you should have known better. Your friend is in an abusive situation and they need to know that they have somewhere to go when they're ready to escape. I can't tell you how many people that I have consoled who are in an abusive relationship and have just been physically beaten, hurt, and they're all alone because they've been isolated from all their friends and their family, and they don't think they have anywhere to go. They don't think they have anywhere that they can turn to, and they find themselves stuck in this bad situation because they don't think they can get out because all their friends and family have gone and disappeared. And I desperately want them to know that if you show up on your friends and family's doorstep, beaten and abused, they will absolutely take you in and love you. And if you find someone, your friend, your family member that shows up on your doorstep and asks you for help, now is not the time for I told you so's. That is not the time for you should have known better. This is the time to hug your friend and love your friend and tell them that you're going to help them no matter what. You know, listen to their problems. Everybody finds themselves in this situation at one time or another. And
something like it, I would say.
Yeah,
something similar.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you don't end up beaten. Maybe you don't end up mistreated. Maybe you're just pushed up against a wall and the wall's punched next to you. Maybe you're just held down while they scream in your face and dangle spit on you. You know, the abuse takes a lot of different forms. And there are men who will not ever hit a woman, but they'll do plenty of other things to her. And there are women that abuse men too. Abusive relationships are such a common dynamic today. And until we talk about it and identify it, we can't solve it. But setting boundaries is incredibly important. Hearing your inner voice of what you think is okay and what is not, how you want to be treated. And when you're in an abusive relationship and you start to set those boundaries, they're gonna get mad. Nothing makes them more mad than not being able to control you. And that is a dangerous time. And there's a lot of talk about getting your ducks in a row and preparing to leave an abusive relationship, but it doesn't matter. You won't ever be ready. You can prep as much as you want, but the time won't ever be right. And when you're ready, nothing will line up the way you wanted it to, but you'll be ready to walk out the door with the clothes on your back, and it doesn't matter who or what you lose in the process because you have had enough with being treated like that. Yeah. And that's okay. You deserve to stand up for yourself and how you are treated. You deserve to set expectations on the way you want to be treated as a human being. And most of us aren't asking for a lot. Most of us just want honesty and love and compassion, and everything else is negotiable. A lot of really successful women find themselves in abusive relationships because they already know nobody's going to be perfect. You're going to have to make concessions. You're going to have to work hard. You're already used to working hard for everything you got, so you don't expect a relationship to be perfect. You expect to put hard work in, and that's actually a little bit of a trap.
Okay, I'm sorry, Sharman. Just one second. Kermit and Friends.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he just was holding for like 20 minutes. Call back, Barry. Mel, are you okay?
Yeah. I'll manage.
All right.
Yeah.
So-
Thank you for having me on. Or go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, do you want people to contact you and talk to you, or?
I'm fine with that.
How would they do that?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Just Mel McBrood for both.
How do you spell that?
MEL MCBROOD.
Okay. She's very nice. This is a very nice person. And I could tell that this is tough. This is not easy. What we were talking about. And this is not easy, but there's there's a brighter future, right?
Yeah.
So as time goes on, it should get easier, I hope. I hope it gets easier and that it gets lighter and it's not as bad as it feels right now. Let's just be grateful that we realized that what Sharman was saying, we realized what was wrong. You moved. I mean, that's a great idea. Moving to another state. That's a brilliant idea, moving to another state. Blocking people, not talking to anyone affiliated with that person. Yeah. That's good, I would say. Speaking about it with other people that understand, like Sharman and the other people here. These people, we've all been through it. It's just hard to talk about. That's the thing. I think very few people talk about this. They're scared because when they come out and talk about it, they get threatened, like what happened today.
Yeah.
So, I'm being threatened in multiple texts. But the thing is, it's hard to be scared of anything at these times for me because already, already I've been threatened so much that it's tough to be upset about it. But yeah, so you don't speak out because you're afraid of the repercussions of what the other person's going to do because you're dealing with like a volatile person.
Yeah,
and that's the difficult part. Oh, Lori's here. I wonder if Lori will do a wrap-up show, but she didn't even watch. Did you watch the show, Lori?
I've been watching.
You have? Oh my gosh, you've been watching? Oh my gosh. Hold on, Lori. Kermit and Friends. Wow, Lori's been watching.
Hey, Elisa, it's Hands Bill.
Hey, Hands.
Hi, I want to say as a friend and as a veteran, two things. Happy Veterans Day. Happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
And I want to tell Mel to stay positive.
Yes.
To encourage her and all women, to keep talking, open up.
Bill, don't be afraid to open up because I could see why Mel never talked about this. It's totally obvious because she knew what was going to happen. It wasn't going to be a good outcome, but it will be because most of the people here, maybe just one person, Jesse, but most of the people here I could see are in her corner and they feel for her and they relate to her. And I bet pretty much all women would, maybe some men. I don't know. What about you, Bill? Do you relate to her story at all?
Well, it's important to have the courage to speak out.
Yes.
And I've been in a situation where I was able to help two different women. When I was in the Army, I saw a guy taking a purse from her, and I was able to run after her. After the guy who took the purse, of course, the guy was already too far away, but at least it's important that guys or people out there, when they see something, say something, if they can physically help someone, not to do something,
Yeah, we're all just doing our best. I think about that. And I think, man, I could have done better in that situation. But you say, listen, I use the tools that I have at that time. That's all I could do. Because, you know, there's so many mistakes that we all make. Who's this guy? New guy. Who is that?
Yep.
Wait, is a new person? I don't know. Okay, so but what I'm saying is, you know, at the time, maybe she didn't feel that strong, because I know that for me, at times, I'm like, man, I was weak. I was so weak back then. Why didn't I do anything? Why didn't I say more? Why didn't I leave? Sometimes you're just not strong enough to leave at the time. That's just what you had at that moment. But, you know, hopefully in life you learn as you keep going and you get better. And I think that's what it is. I just read something. I wrote it down the other day. It was like, okay, the process is your purpose, like the process. So like Mel doing the perfect thing, you know, that's just not what happened, right? So she didn't get herself out of it, but her process right now that she's going through, that's it. That's what like life is about. When you're going through something, what you do, you know, she wants it to be better. We all want it to be better. And as long as you think that way, okay, what can I do today to make it better than yesterday? Whatever happened then, you know, that I think that's it.
Yeah, one advice many of professionals say is that you have to find someone to talk to. If it's not the police, if it's not a neighbor, someone you can talk to, because that someone could end up helping you to help others or help yourself.
Absolutely. You're a good guy. You would never do this kind of stuff. But I mean, there's good guys out there. I think that's what this call is. You know, Ham Hands Bill. We have many great people here. And it's just to find the good ones. You just find the good ones, and that's it. You just find the good ones and you stick with them. And the bad ones, still unclear on what to do with them.
Yeah, definitely. The first chance I get, I'll talk to Mel on Facebook.
Really? Oh, you know, that means the world to me. Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Love you. Love you. Happy 4th. Thank you for your service. See, there's good people out there. And just the fact that he's going to reach out to Mel, that's what this is about. That's what this comes down to. I'm always like, why the hell am I still doing this? I should quit a couple weeks ago. But when just hearing that Bill is reaching out to Mel, I love that. And that's wonderful. So Lori, you can relate to Mel, I bet, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. So you have had abuse. We all have, and we all feel for her. And, you know, we're just here for each other. And let's see, I'm trying to think of what we should do. So are you having a wrap-up show today?
Well, me and Eric kind of talked on the phone last night and agreed on discussing, instead of like the 4th of July, discussing the missing and murdered Indigenous children that have been found under residential schools in Canada, as well as the residential schools that have yet to be investigated in America, where there's thousands, probably millions of children that have been genocided in the name of this country because they refuse to give up their heritage and their culture.
Okay, one second. Kermit and Friends.
Hey, Elisa, it's Gonzo. I just heard Lori's plan for the wrap-up show on 4th of July. That's a huge disrespectful act on our country. It's a celebration of the greatest country on the planet. And I don't want you...
I love that he's proud of genocide.
...friend there insulting...
Lori just said you're proud of genocide, Gonzo.
I'm not proud of genocide at all.
Then why isn't he remembering these children? Why is he just wanting to celebrate genocide?
Be fucking thrown in the river or fucking thrown in the ocean.
Why?
You should show some respect to the greatest country that has kept your entire family alive. The Bolton household wouldn't exist without this country. That whole house is subsidized.
I think I would be better off.
American people in this
I didn't ask to be alive.
Go move to another country then, Lori, if you don't like it. I'm sick
I didn't ask to be alive.
Lori says you don't care about the children, Gonzo.
It's my country's birthday, Lori. How dare you? Disrespectful. And
Gonzo, your ancestors have been genocided by Americans too, so.
Oh no. All right, that wasn't a good exchange. All right, well, you'll be talking about that, so there'll be no mention of Kermit and Friends on the show.
Eric makes it very awkward, so.
Why is Eric, what the hell is wrong with Eric? Is a Kermitarian. What's going on with this guy? Was he a hater now?
I don't know.
Eric is a hater?
I'm trying to figure out what his plan is, and I'm just along for the ride, giving him his platform to explore himself, I guess.
Hasn't he done enough of that?
He wants to have control of the camera, he told me. And he feels like he
Wow.
has no control.
Wait, Eric wants to, wait, so does that mean Eric, oh my God, Eric is going to log into StreamYard and produce your show about genocide? Just checking.
I guess so. He sent me some things that we're going to play today that's going to be hopefully interesting.
All right, so basically he's taking my wrap-up show hosts and all my people and changing it. That's what he's doing. That's what you're saying?
I think we're having a bit too much fun with it.
All right. So let's listen to a song from Wappy. Maybe you'll talk about that. Wappy, you're back on. You heard there's whatever. Okay, so you have another song for us, buddy? I think he does. He's holding a guitar. You chose to mute yourself, Wappy.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was muted.
Okay, that's okay. You're holding your guitar.
I wanted to do a song, but I don't have that prepared. But I do have a song I can play right now.
Okay, so Sigmund, bad news for you, but that's okay.
Lying in my plastic bed, thinking how things weren't so cool to me. My baby likes to shoot pool. I like lying naked here in my bedroom, tying off the dinosaur. Tonight used to be so cool. Now I've got that needle that I can't shake and I can't breathe. You take it away, but I want more and more. One day I'm gonna lose the war. Lying in my plastic bed, thinking how things weren't so cool to me. My baby likes to shoot pool. I like lying naked here in my bedroom, tying off the dinosaur. Tonight used to be so cool, but now I've got that needle I can't shake and I can't breathe. You take it away, but I want more and more. One day I'm gonna lose the war. And for those who know, that was Sublime Pool Shark.
I don't want to. The brimstone sticks all over the walls and no one helps me clean it.
Mother, just open it.
I thought you were cool, Mom.
Yeah, we thought you were cool.
I am cool. Open the portal.
Dude, open the portal thing. You're being lame, Mom.
Fine. Ow! I'm in hell!
I am the Lizard Prince. I was conceived the night my mother died in a public bathroom in Venice Beach. Man, she was so full of hippie drugs that the chemical force continues to animate her six-armed carcass to this day. I was born of a corpse with a knowledge of things that you just can't process with your normal brain. I have crocodile blood, yeah, and the DNA of Dionysus. And I am a quasar, and a prophet, and a humble, lowly, ever-present watcher of all that is! I have 3 advanced degrees in astronomy. I only got because my mom was bugging me to earn some bread, right, Mother? So I invented some stuff that advanced astronomical research about 200 years so she'd shut the fuck up and let me hang out with my colleagues.
Thanks for digging me out of there, man. Dude, you love it in hell. You could have left any time you wanted to. Baby, don't go near him. You always end up smelling like eternal damnation, and it is really hard to wash it out of your hair.
You.
Did you just throw SpongeBob in the portal? Really? Oh, that's funny. Mommy doesn't like demon SpongeBobs.
Yeah, no kidding.
Do not throw Barbie in the portal. God damn it.
Hi, boys.
Seriously?
Going down, Mr. Tyler.
This is not gonna end well. Well, this is just typical. I'm not cleaning this.
So this is my world, my hell, and you're welcome here anytime. I am the Lizard Prince, and I will see you in your dreams. Yeah! Turn me on, dead man.